Hello Isopod fans, this is Wally Kern with Supreme Isopod and welcome to another video on the Isopod vlog. Today we're going to take a look at the foods that we feed these isopods, and especially one brand new food that we'll feed, and maybe do a time lapse to see how these dairy cows enjoy this new food. And don't forget, we have the 2019 fan participation gift giveaway going on right now, so we'll give a secret word somewhere in this video so that you can go ahead and enter. So stay tuned for that.
The Isopod vlog.
Welcome back. We feed a lot of foods to these isopods, but remember, these are crustaceans. They live under wood. They eat just about anything. The most important part of their diets is going to be this decaying wood and also decaying leaves. So always provide decaying materials for these isopods to eat. But I like to feed a variety of foods to our isopods, so let me show you some of the foods that we feed. The number one staple is, of course, the Supreme Isopod chow. We feed that at least once every other feeding. It's mixed with a lot of natural ingredients, and we've been getting a great feeding response from this food over the last year. Another food that we feed pretty frequently is fish food. We go through about a 5-pound container of this once a year, but again, remember, we're not feeding this every single feeding. I feed a lot of river shrimp. This food has a lot of ingredients that the isopods just absolutely love. Here's an inexpensive food that you can feed your isopods. These are mushrooms. We go out to the woods, we collect the mushrooms, we let them dry naturally. We cut the mushrooms up, we slice them into very small pieces, and then we add them to the isopod containers, and the isopods just absolutely love them. One of the key features of these mushrooms is that they don't mold. So they can stay in the container as a secondary food for the isopods. It works great. Another food that I absolutely love to feed is this crested gecko diet. We feed the crested geckos this diet in little dishes, put it in their enclosures. After a couple of days, we put in new diet, and we take out the old dishes, we let them dry out. The diet actually flakes off, and we can take that dried diet and crush it up and then feed it to the isopods. The cool thing about this is that it's a dry diet. It doesn't really mold, and it can sit in there as, a secondary food for a long time. The best part is that it has all kinds of nutrients in it, obviously for the crested geckos, that help the isopods as well. If you're not feeding this food and you have crested geckos, you have to absolutely try this. Another food that we just recently obtained is this wild-caught Baltic spray. It's a 100% whole fish food, and I'm kind of excited about giving this a try with these isopods. Again, it's a drier food, so it should last a long time in these enclosures. I'm thinking, though, that it's not going to last with these dairy cows. What I'm going to do is set up a time lapse on these dairy cows and see what kind of a feeding response we get on these Baltic spray. Let's go ahead and overturn a couple of these pieces. We'll check out the dairy cows and we'll watch this video. There's a few dairy cows over on this side. I'm going to put this over to the side so we can put the minnows right in here to see how they react to them. And as you can see, there's a bunch of dairy cows over here. So gently put this one down too, and we'll put a couple of pieces in and watch in time lapse. While we watch these dairy cows hopefully tear into this freeze-dried fish, let me just mention a couple of points real quick that's so important. Again, these are isopods, they'll eat anything. Make sure you have dried leaves and decaying wood in your enclosures because these isopods really need that decaying material. You can pretty much decide what other foods you want to feed, such as fish food, or mushrooms, or shrimp, or even a well-balanced diet like the isopod chow. But make sure you have a decaying organic material in the enclosure all the time for these animals and as much as you can provide. If you've been patiently waiting for that secret word for the 2019 fan participation gift giveaway, that secret word is food. Leave a comment below with the word food in it, and you'll be entered into the giveaway. And don't forget, there's other videos this past week or so that you can add a secret word to have multiple chances to enter into the giveaway. I see these dairy cows running around all over the place, so I know that the lighting has an impact on that. It certainly looks like we have a good feeding response on these fish, and I'll keep using them, and I'll report back on how these isopods like this fish. If you like the video that we did today, go ahead and hit that like below. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe and hit that notification all. Thanks for watching, Isopod fans. We'll see you next video.